everybody. Welcome to a very, very special edition to the Triple Clowns. It's very special because we are on a different platform. If you're watching from that different platform, you know where we are. If you're watching from our YouTube thing, you'll learn where we are in a couple seconds. It's me, G. Randall Johnson, alongside the beautiful Sarah Marie, Mrs. Big News, and the truck stop burrito, A.J. Reiner. And you see our other, well, I don't want to say other. That sounds terrible, but we call him the fourth clown of the apocalypse. That's right. He's riding his horse in right with us. And that is Ryan Dickey, formerly at Horse Racing Nation, now at Circa Sports. And we are excited. And we'll tell you right away, we are on the platform with DegenNation. We are excited. Finally, somebody has had the, I don't know, balls. Let's just say it out loud. The balls.
Big balls.
Big balls to go with the, Jesus, Ryan, big balls to go with the Triple Clowns. You're right. No, you're right. Absolutely. Yeah. Big balls to go with the Triple Clowns. We are here with them. And thank you guys. And we're hoping that we all do everything right and we get a big
we hope we don't fuck this up. That's what we're saying.
No.
There's a good chance of that, but
Make
you know,
sure
it happens.
hit that subscribe button on the Degen station on YouTube, and you will catch all of our shows.
Absolutely. DegenNation. We're doing a lot of things with them. Check it out. DegenNation, they're big time. And we are here and we're the Triple Clowns. If you don't know us, you're going to learn about us by watching.
You'll love us.
What up, Degen?
If you don't know,
now you know.
Now you know.
Absolutely. So we're doing the Preakness today, guys. We're doing the Preakness. And this is exciting because it's the Preakness.
Yes.
We forget about this Preakness a lot. We have a lot of great guests on. We have our step clown, Tom, from Tom and Tom Racing. Our step clown. We have Chip. That is our illegitimate clown. From Horse Racing Nation, Chip Gerke, Dr. Derby, we call him today. He is the Preakness practitioner. I did it right this time. That's awesome. Thank you. Yes, and Dr. Derby, we all know him from Horse Racing Nation, does the division rankings. And Vic Stauffer, almost forgot Vic. Vic is Uncle Clown. And, we know him from Oaklawn, great guy. Well, we know him from Oaklawn now, but we really know him from Hollywood Park, everywhere out there. Great track announcer, great handicapper, great guy, Vic Stauffer. They're all going to give us their Preakness picks, and we're ready. How you guys feeling about this?
I'm excited.
All right.
Good.
Well, let's get to
electric.
Sounds great.
Let's get to it.
I think he might be one of the best guests.
Ask Ryan. Ryan knows usually.
Yeah, Ryan.
Yeah, this guy will probably be the best guest we have all day.
I think I might
would imagine.
Yeah, might have to agree.
When Ryan says that, I trust it. I trust it.
Yeah.
Trust it.
He doesn't
every time he says
throw that around that much.
Not often.
That's very dear to his heart. But we have Tom from Tom and Tom's Racing back with us. Thanks, Tom, for joining us again.
Well, thank you for having me. I guess I'm officially a step clown, and I appreciate that. I'm
like
broadcasting from beautiful Delaware Park, so we're getting ready for racing. So you may hear some lawnmowers or whatnot in the background. Just mute me out if it gets too loud. But yeah, just another beautiful day here and getting ready for live racing, and we're finally excited to get some Mid-Atlantic in the spotlight here with the Preakness.
Yeah, Tom's doing a lot from Delaware Park, so check him out. It's Tom and Tom, not plural, Racing. It's correct, Tom. Tom and Tom.
That's accurate. Tom and Tom. Yeah, keep it simple.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did you ever think about changing the name to just Tom's Racing?
But no, Tom and Tom. It's me and my dad.
Tom's.
So Tom and Tom.
Tom is
Tom squared.
Tom squared.
Tom
racing.
two.
Yeah. Racing. Tom.
Two
simple.
Toms.
Way too complicated. Way too
Tom Racing. Boom.
Tom.
Tom. There you go.
You can have that like as your thing, like put them. Yes, and
it's a good show. Thanks, Tom, for
yeah.
coming on.
Yeah. Now that we've questioned your whole identity for the last.
We might be, and he's
fine.
at Delaware Park, so we might be distracted by some background noise, but it won't be fans. And let's go right on to it. No, shout out to Delaware Park. I'm sorry, that was a joke. Listen,
it's a COVID thing. You weren't taking a shot. It's a COVID thing. Like, there won't be fans.
First track I've ever been to. I have something special in my heart.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Yep. True story.
Sure, yes. But let's get into it. Let's talk Preakness. Tom,
Yeah, we got
who are
we got
you
the
liking
Pimlico.
in this Preakness field?
Go ahead. Say again. I'm sorry.
Who do you like in this Preakness field?
Oh, the Preakness. Yeah, that's coming up. Little race.
Cool thing.
Loved it when we did our special. I'm kind of sitting on the same horse that when we had the draw. The one horse that I took out was Ram. I looked at a couple of his replays. He just does not have enough speed. Speed is going to win this. I think it was almost a sentimental thing with obviously Dwayne Lucas, American Barrow. So I did have to knock out Ram out of my pick. I can't complain with Medina. I mean, you look at, again, we talked about speed. You look at his speed figures, they're off the charts. And another horse that we talked about on our Preakness special with the draw was Midnight Bourbon. Midnight Bourbon ran into so much traffic. There was 20 horses in the Kentucky Derby. We only have 10 here at Pimlico. I think that with Irad in the irons, it's going to be he's going to finish on my ticket as well. And another horse who I like is Rumbauer. So one of the horses that I mentioned earlier the other day. He's not going to win because, as we said, who was the last closer that won the Preakness? Maybe it was like a Fleet Alex or somebody. I'm not sure. I don't think he's going to win, but I like his odds. I like what the horse has done. He's definitely going to be in my ticket. And to round out for a superfecta, I think I'd be silly to take out Concert Tour.
Yeah. Mine, that bird came pretty close to Rachel, I believe, that year closing, but he was a special closing horse at that point in his career. But then that was a long time ago. But yeah, was it? I mean, Ryan, who was the last closer? Do you know offhand? I can't think of one. Quite honestly, I can't.
I watched like the past 15, 20, and I don't even know if you could consider a Fleet Alex a closer. That's just what Jeremy Rose did on that particular day with that horse.
Yeah. I would say like Mine That Bird was the closest coming from the back and almost catching Rachel.
Right.
Yeah, I would say that's the closest, and that was a long time ago now. I'm old.
Yeah, I mean that almost 20 years ago now.
Wow, really?
I know we're getting old, Randy.
I know, man. Yeah, that's crazy.
Couple gray hairs later and a couple pounds later. And then, Mind That Bird seemed like it was like 2 years ago, but nope.
Jeez.
Not at all. But yeah, that's who I like. I mean, I'm not anti or I'm not a Baffert lover or a hater, but I don't think the horse doesn't know he's going through all the controversy, and it's a good horse. I mean, like I said, the speed figures are amazing, and I think speed is going to dominate here on Saturday. It looks like it's going to be fast and firm, no weather whatsoever. And yeah, really, really hope that Bourbon does finish up there. I think he was our sexy pick the other day, and set at 5-1 morning line. I'll take that all day.
Yeah. Do you think anything about this? There's a jockey switch there, but right, and obviously it's
Irad. I love it. I think it's better with Irad than what used to be Money Mike Smith. Did I say that out loud? Sorry.
That's fine.
Wow.
I mean,
strong opinion.
That is a lot of people will. I mean, that's a weird. That is a weird thing, and obviously Mike Smith's going to go to Concert Tour. Concert Tour's offered to him even off Midnight Bourbon. I wonder if that means something. But I mean, Mike and Baffert. I mean, that's obviously going to be more sexy to him because
absolutely
this guy. I mean, but you wonder. I mean, I wonder out there. Anybody want to say jockey upgrade? Jockey downgrade, lateral move.
I think up.
Well, I mean, it's easy to say that. I mean, Irad was the.
I guess we'll see.
He won the Eclipse Award, so
7:30 on Saturday night. We'll see.
Yeah. He's a hustler out of the gate, better than Mike Smith too. I mean, I think everybody knows that. He'll get him out of the gate better than Mike does. But that's the weird part. He'd almost be better off Mike Smith on Midnight Bourbon, running style wise, in my mind. But it's about course and.
Well, yeah, I think you're right. You're right. And I mean, I think that pace is going to make the race, and it all if one of the other horses I didn't mention can kind of hang out there with the two pace setters, which I believe are going to be Medina Spirit. I think who knows what could happen. I mean, you could see the Pletcher horse pop in. You could see either of the Chad Brown horses pop in, but it all depends, like you said, Randy, like what happens out of the gate. What
Yeah, well, that's a quick question before we go, and I will say, and I'll ask everybody this: do you think something goes into their head because you don't see it? We don't have a sen jockey in the race. Would you put a sen jockey on a horse like Midnight Bourbon in something like the Preakness? What do you guys think about that? Because obviously they don't do it, and they're smarter than me. Well, they're not, but they think they are. But
Right.
yeah,
I mean, that bar is super high.
yeah, you can't expect people to really go there. But you know what I mean? Like, you ever think of that, guys? Like, put up. I mean, I don't know, something crazy, like even like a Maldonado, or you know what I mean? To get a hustle out in the Preakness. It's weird that they don't do that once in a while. Like, you have a 10-to-1 shot, 15-to-1 shot, 20-to-1 shot, and you're like, you know what? The only shot I have here is a send.
It's an interesting. It's a very interesting take.
I mean, they don't do it, but what do you
Right.
Well, I mean, theoretically, you know, there's 10 horses in the race, so you should have one of the best 10 jockeys in the country or the world. So
Correct.
I wouldn't imagine taking someone who's a much lesser known jockey who's really known for being out on the front and winning, because let's face it, these jockeys ride hundreds, if not thousand races, in a short period of time, a year, whatever. They get all sorts of different kinds of horses. So even though some jockeys might be better off being a get the lead type, they know how to do all sorts of racing.
Yeah, because if you're to look at it like the Preakness, I mean, if you go through these jockeys, who are we missing? That's a top 10 jockey. I mean, who are we missing? If you rank the top 10 jockeys, they're pretty much there. You could interchange like 6 through 10 or whatever with 11 through 15, but
Sure.
Is there anybody that doesn't belong? I mean,
I don't think anybody does.
well, I mean, no one doesn't belong. I don't want to say that, but I mean,
No.
Ram, but what's his name's on Ram?
Ricardo?
Yeah, and which he's great, and we think he's great, but I mean, sure, if you put on, you could replace him with somebody else, and no one would care. Not no one. I mean, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Replacing like a top 10 type of thing.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I guess you're right. But I always wonder that, like, just wreck loose. I guess we don't even have that guy anymore.
No.
We don't even have that like weird, like Calvin Burrell before.
Could have been.
Like not like considered like this top jockey, but somebody you're gonna put on that like mount.
You don't have that guy. You don't have that guy like Calvin anymore. Or it's like Ryan said. It's the 10, 11, 14 jocks that we, Joel's on that horse from France. They're slot. They all get, they all get slotted, moved around, and that's what happens.
Yeah.
You don't have that wild card anymore, like a bow rail.
You get to do things like that. You get to do things like that where you pick a diamond in the rough jockey when you're running 15 claimers or 20 claimers on a Tuesday somewhere. For a Triple Crown race, you don't really have that luxury.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah.
But I mean, we're going to see the I would even say like with Stuart Elliott, we're going to see Stuart Elliott, like somebody like that come and win.
Yeah, you're not going to. Yeah, or you're not going to see that. I don't think you're going to see. I hope you do. But we haven't seen that in a little while. Is the jockey that was on the same horse at Aqueduct, at Belmont, and then in the Kentucky Derby. It's okay. You have Eric Cancel on the horse, and then he's going to be in the Derby. Let's put Irad in the irons.
Right.
Yeah, which I almost respect these owners that stay with these jockeys sometimes. I really do.
Yeah.
I think there's something.
Yeah, when we saw it with
we don't see it as much anymore. We see just like, I know DVD always had that problem. He rode Justified. Let's not forget DVD rode Justified.
That's right.
And got bounced. And, to him, and I actually know this, it was very disturbing for him. And you can imagine. Not a bad jockey and everything like that. Like, it's almost like, where's the loyalty?
It's tough.
But
there's not.
you do what's best for the team, right? You work for the Shield, right?
Yeah. Why have a AAA player when you can have somebody like a Hall of Famer play. That
Yeah,
I mean,
but it's weird. You know, we look at it with even like we have, you know, on our favorite horse that if he goes to Breeders' Cup, he's 3 for 3. He's undefeated on vertical threat. And I
Yeah,
couldn't
I
imagine if they took off Herberto Figueroa. I can't imagine if they did, because it doesn't make sense. He's the only one, he's 3-0.
he's
The
only one
other
that
two
can
other
win
jockeys
that
lost.
award.
And
They tried Tyler, didn't do well. Abel first started off on him. He jumped off quick.
and now you have a 3-0 guy. So it's a wonder. Ryan, you own a horse. How would you feel about, like, you have real, like, you own a horse? Would you stick with somebody, or would you go, like, if Mike Smith wanted your horse in the Derby and you had, I don't even know, let's think, I don't know. So let's name a random.
Katie Davis.
Katie Davis, undefeated on your horse.
Do you take him
Well,
off?
now you're putting him in a situation where he's sexist.
Fair enough.
If he
Okay.
Yeah,
Because-
now you're putting me in a position
Lane
where I'm
one.
saying
Lane
right now. You just did it right now.
It doesn't
Let's say
matter,
like-
whatever. Somebody who's not Mike Smith. Not a top
It's a
20.
fair point, and it's a fair question. I prefer to have someone who's ridden the horse before, especially someone who's ridden the horse in the morning. These top tier jockeys, you know, they don't always ride in the mornings, but when they do, it's because they have a long-term commitment with somebody. But if you're asking me if I'd rather have Katie Davis or Mike Smith, sorry, Katie, going with Money Mike.
Well, I think that's a fair thing. But you're saying, yeah, it's a weird thing, and we don't.
If you want to talk about female jockeys that I wouldn't substitute anybody, Sophie Doyle. I'll take Sophie Doyle all day, every day. Don't even ask me any questions. She's on
Agreed.
All right.
every time.
She's pretty phenomenal.
Yeah.
So Mike Smith and Sophie Doyle walk up to you and say, "I want to ride your horse." You go to Sophie Doyle.
I don't think I've ever had a conversation
He
with Mike
said,
Smith.
"Don't
and I've
ask
had,
me any questions."
Yeah, I've never had a conversation with Mike Smith, and I've had conversations with Sophie Doyle. So I'll go with Sophie.
There we go.
Did you hear that,
Wow.
Mike Smith? He
Hear
listens
that,
to our
Mike, yeah.
show. Ryan,
Wow.
his horse, you'll
Good
never
Mike
ride.
man.
Please, Mike, write in right now and be like,
Mike's
"I was gonna
never
ride your
riding a
horse
Ryan
too,
Dickey
Brian.
horse.
I was gonna
Apparently
fly
not.
out to ride your horse, and it's maiden win, and never mind.
Yeah.
Oh goodness. All right.
This is why I've never won a race.
Oh, that's funny.
No, absolutely.
Great.
All right, well, Tom, what do you? So, what are you playing? You're going with concert tour. I see.
Medina, Rombauer, and concert tour.
Yeah, so you're gonna, big on concert tour. Are we going with that? Are you really?
They're just watering the track behind me. I didn't hear what you said. I'm sorry.
They're what on the track?
For watering.
They're watering the
Watering.
track.
I didn't know what he said. I thought they said they're demolishing the track, which made sense. Cut that out, please. Miller Park's gonna hate me. It was a joke. Yeah. No,
It can't all be Santa Anita, Randy.
I know. I'm such a snob now, aren't I?
Right.
You are a snob. Come on.
Jeez, oh jeez. All right. So you're playing.
You're yeah. So Medina, Bourbon, Rombauer, and concert tour, or who I'm looking at.
Yep.
In one way, shape, or form. Just real quick, I've got I don't know when we're airing this, but Black Eyed Susan, that 10 that ran at the Santa Anita Oaks, beautiful gift. I really like. I don't know if you're familiar with that one, guys.
Baffert
The
horse.
10,
I'll take it.
I like Ice
right
Latte as well, the 6. And my bomber, I have the 3. Spritz, I think the name is. So yeah, I have 6, 10, 3 on the Black Eyed Susan.
6, 10,
All right.
right there.
And we'll edit that out and make it
I'm sure.
sound different because it might come out later. So,
Well,
okay,
unless it
that's
wins, then keep it in there.
Right.
well,
Sure.
no, of course, but
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna, and we'll just be like, it'll be my voice being like, Andy, yeah.
Yeah.
So everybody will
That's
think-
fine.
No,
Um,
it's all staying in. All right,
I'm going
Tom.
to put it out there in case I actually was right.
Yeah, exactly. You have to put it
Sorry,
somewhere.
that's me.
Tom is putting it out there. But Tom, thanks so much for jumping on our show. Why don't you tell everybody where they can follow you, where they can catch you? I know you're going live Saturday.
Yeah, absolutely. Tom and Tom Racing on Twitter. Just starting to fool around with Instagram as well. You can find me there with Tom and Tom Racing on Instagram. I'm going to be on. We're going to be starting at 10:15 on Pub Sports Radio on Saturday, handicapping obviously Pimlico, Churchill, Belmont, but obviously with a big eye on Pimlico, going all day, all night, probably do some Santa Anita as well. So we might have to try to hook up with you guys live if we can. But yeah, we're going to be doing that on Pub Sports Radio, and we start racing here at Delaware Park. And yeah, look for some content, some pictures, and all kinds of little videos from me from here. Can't forget about our Mid-Atlantic racing.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
A quick question about Delaware Park, and this is not me making fun of it at all. Do they still do steeplechase races there?
No, but they do the Arabians.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, but they used to do
The Arabians
steeplechase.
every Saturday, which is pretty damn cool. It's the last race, just such a different way. It's like Pimlico did it. Yes, is doing it today, but they do a lot. I think Pimlico does. Some type of other foreign racing. It's not always Chile. The horses from Chile, Pimlico does. It's just a different way of racing. But yeah, every Saturday the last race. But no, we haven't done steeplechase here for a while.
I always, when I bet Arabian horses, I don't know they're Arabian a lot because I'm just that much of a degenerate. And I'll look at the quarters and be like, what is going on? I do. It is a true story. And if you've never bet Arabian horses, you'll know what I mean. You're just like, what? Wait, they're chasing a slow pace here.
Yeah, they really are.
They look the same. It looks the same.
But it's so different. Yeah. I mean, different jockeys, different. It's not like they plop on any jock from here. They have their own jockeys. It's because they wouldn't know how to ride it.
I feel like the Ortiz brothers would jump on right now and be like, last race, I got you.
Right.
Yeah. Right now.
Why not?
And I'm sure the integrity of that race would be completely intact.
What would the odds be if you had an Arabian horse at like the last thing and one of the Ortiz brothers jumped on the Arabian horse?
Well, that's the pick 5 or the pick 6 today has that Arabian race in. It's crazy. You did the Pimlico special. You did the Black Eyed Susan. Oh shit! You have to do the Arabian race. No. I'm sorry. It's not part of it. It's not.
I would say that's
tomorrow.
Really weird if they did that. That would totally trick everybody because it's such a different thing.
No, it's just today. It's just a claiming. Today it's just like a claimer. The race after the race after the Black Eyed Susan.
No, but thank you, Tom. Good
thanks
luck
for having me on, guys.
Delaware Park. For real, I do have a soft spot in my heart for that track.
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
No, I really do.
I can see little images of little Randy walking around here in the paddock area as we speak.
Asking
his dad,
walking around, going to the crowd, and probably I wouldn't. Yeah.
Asking his dad for $2 to bet on a Ramon Dominguez horse or something.
Goodness. Well, Tom, thanks for coming on our show.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Good luck. Good luck tomorrow with Santa Anita. Hopefully we can hook up at some point tomorrow, even for a quick clip when y'all are live. AJ, it's actually nice to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. So, and Ryan, I guess we're cousins now. Is that it?
Because you have the same
step cousins.
No, because
Step cousins.
he's a step clown. Ryan's a clown.
No, Ryan's a full
Step brother, step clown. Okay.
Right. That's cool. That's cool. Fist bump, bro.
See you, everybody. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks, Tom. Have fun, everybody.
Thanks,
Good
Tom.
luck.
All right, guys. Thank you.
All right, everybody. We have a very special guest. You've seen him before.
Best guest we'll have all day.
You heard it straight from Ryan Dickey. When Ryan Dickey says that, he means it. By the way, he does not lie. And this is Chip Gerke, Dr. Derby. He's been on our show many times now. And also he's with Horse Racing Nation. We do division rankings with him. It's a great time. He picked Medina Spirit. Let's just throw that out there.
Ryan did too, I think.
I did.
Right?
You did, yes. Ryan, Big Gary, and yourself were the ones on Medina Spirit. So now everybody's waiting for what Dr. Derby, we're calling Dr. Preakness today. The Preakness practitioner. What did I say? I can't say it.
Not proctologist. That's not where you're going.
Preakness
Practitioner.
Practitioner. I couldn't say the
Practitioner is
word.
what you were going for.
Now, yes.
The Preakness proctologist.
Yeah,
That's
I almost
great.
said that.
Is that Twitter handle available? Because I might take it.
Yes.
I'm back.
So now he's not Dr. Derby. He's the Preakness practitioner. And that is Chip Gerke. Chip, thanks for coming on again. And we're excited to talk to you about the Preakness.
Yeah, thanks for having me back.
Absolutely. I feel like we have to thank people way more for coming back. But honestly, Chip, so Preakness, I know you a little bit, we're not trying to get into it that much with the Bapper thing, but you did just put an article. If you want to touch base with that real quick before we get into your picks, feel free if you have anything to say to the crowd out there.
No, I mean the article, the this week's rankings, what I wrote kind of speaks for itself. I just gave my thoughts on it and absolutely don't believe it was malicious, and it was not. It did not aid in Medina Spirit winning the Kentucky Derby. I'm aware it's a rule. I'm aware the rule may be broken, and I'm aware there's consequences. I get it all, and I'm aware that there was some poor mismanagement by his connections, mainly the trainer and his assistants, by not realizing this substance was in what they're saying, the ointment that was applied to his hind leg for a skin condition, which up to the day of the Derby. So I don't believe this is malicious. I don't believe it aided him. And I'm just surprised at the reaction of some within the industry, and for sure, obviously, of the public reaction by people, the media outside of the industry, when they're calling it cheating and he's on steroids, which I don't think either is accurate. And I maybe threw out some comparisons for some people that are enraged within the industry itself. I think they're a little hypocritical. I went into some detail about Dubai, the Dubai World Cup and the Saudi Cup, and some interesting comparisons there, how a lot of people in racing have no problem looking forward to those races and sending their horses over there, but there's some underlying dealings there with the people that run that event and actually own horses in the industry, specifically own Essential Quality. So, whatever, the people could read it themselves. Those are my opinions. In the case of Dubai and Saudi, those are facts, and they're not talked about in racing very often because these locales pour a lot of money into the sport. So I think that's one of the main reasons why you don't ever hear racing media bring that stuff up. So.
Absolutely. So there you go. A little teaser for that. Go and read it. I'm interested. I already read it, but I'm interested now, but that makes me want to reread it. But go out there and read it. HorseRacingNation.com. Chip Gerke writes about that, and say how you feel about it. All right. Chip, what's going on in the Preakness, buddy?
Do we get to hear Ryan's pick first, or
No?
No, we do that later. You don't get to copy Ryan.
Hey, I'll tell you what. Just little hint from me to you. I'm going to take a Baffert horse.
Okay. All right. I think I know where you're headed, but so we might disagree, but that's okay. That's part of the game. So you want to just know, I mean, obviously I love Medina Spirit in the spot. He has no idea about what's going on. I look at this race and I looked at the past performances again today. And does Concert Tour, the other Baffert trained horse that drew the outside post, scare me in this race? Not really, actually. I'm not scared of Concert Tour, whether he goes to the lead or stalks, or whether Medina Spirit doesn't get the lead. I'm really not that concerned. I loved Concert Tour, ironically enough, after his Rebel, but his Arkansas Derby, when he didn't get the lead, although I'm not sure Concert Tour really needs the lead. I'm not sure he wants to go this far. I know his pedigree says he does, but that Arkansas Derby was it was a poor race. Did he bounce? I don't know. His race before the Rebel was a tough race, and he ran good in the Rebel. So my pick is Medina Spirit. I'm very confident in this pick again, more so than the Kentucky Derby. And I don't think he needs to get the lead. I think he could stalk. I look at the other horses in the race, and on paper, Medina Spirit's worst race of the year is faster than the best of anybody else in the field. So does a 2 weeks layoff scare me? No. I think that Kentucky Derby horses thrive in these conditions. We have 3 of them coming back, Midnight Bourbon and Keep Me in Mind as well. So I looked at Medina Spirit here. He will not be 2-5 like Justify in 2018. I predict Medina Spirit will probably go off 9-5. He could slide higher depending on how the general public bets, looks at this race. A lot of people might not bet him that may have bet him before. So we could, I don't know, Ryan. Do you think he can go to 2-1? I don't think so, but
I do.
Okay.
I really do. And I think it's going to be because of the public money. I think a lot of people are going to say, oh, he had drugs in his system for the Kentucky Derby, and now he did a pre-race and he doesn't. So there's no way he's going to win. There's a good chance he's going to win. A
That's
really good
interesting.
chance. A
That's
2-to-1 chance for sure.
Yeah. So I look at this also. I just think Bob Baffert badly wants to win this with Medina Spirit. The whole stable, the connections, he needs to run well. He doesn't have to win, right? To save face, but winning would be huge for Baffert and the connections. Now, all that aside, I like him on top. My tickets are pretty straightforward. I'm not even screwing around with handicapping I handicapped it, but I'm not screwing around. So if you do a $1 try Medina Spirits, single them on top, go all, it's $72. People think, okay, it's $72. Well, if you really are that confident in Medina Spirit, you're going to be fine. I mean, just to give you an example, in 2018, Justify won at 2-5, and that $1 try paid roughly $150, $148. So this is going to pay more than that. Okay. In my opinion, I think it's going to pay more. And I also think you can go Superfecta, Medina Spirit. I'm going Medina Spirit, 6 horses deep, 7 horses deep. That's $75 for a 50-cent super, not a 10-cent, a 50-cent. And I definitely think you're going to see, if Medina Spirit wins, a big return on investment there. If you like another horse in this race, to save face, I don't think Medina Spirit will be off the board, right? So I will back this up and pick another, right, on top. Medina Spirit, single them in the second spot, then go the entire field in the third spot, and that's $8 for a $1 try. And I'll do the same with another horse, the entire field in second, and Medina Spirit in the third spot, again, $8. And lastly, I'll definitely take the 3 Derby horses, right? We've seen this before where the Derby horses dominate and come back to the Preakness, and I'll box them in a try for $6, a $1 try with Medina Spirit, Keep Me in Mind, and Midnight Bourbon. So there's a lot of, if you like Medina Spirit, I think you can make money in this race.
Wow.
That's fantastic, Chip. And I just have to ask, when you said another horse, who's that another horse? That you're top with Medina Spirit on the board. I'm putting on the spot.
Yeah. So I've looked at the field, right? And going through the field, I don't think, Ram, Keep Me in Mind, can win. I know a lot of people like Midnight Bourbon. I don't think he can win this race. That's just my take on a Midnight Bourbon. I think he's a very good horse. He's never been off the board, but I don't like him to win in this race. The 4-horse Crowded Trade interests me a little. He has a figure. Figure guys really like him to a degree. I'm not sure he's going to be liking the distance. Kind of fits the profile of Cloud Computing from a couple years back. That's a horse I'm looking at, is the number 4 Crowded Trade. And obviously of the rest of the field between Rombauer, the Japanese horse, Unbridled Honor, I don't like any of them. So obviously the other one I would consider would be Concert Tour. So I look at Concert Tour this way. I think he either will win or be off the board. That's kind of how I look at Concert Tour. So it's going to be between one of those two as that other horse, I put on top.
So it sounds to me. Yeah, go ahead, AJ.
No, how do you think, given everything that's going on with Medina Spirit, I mean, are people going to overbet this horse? Is he gonna be
overlay? You think
overlay? Yeah, that's because.
Well, Ryan says 2-1. Well, to me, the Derby winner coming back, where the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th place finishers are not coming back from the Derby. If Medina Spirit's let off a 2-1, I absolutely think that's an overlay.
Yeah, and I the worst thing for horse racing, and I'll go there again. If Medina Spirit runs last here and tests clean, it's going to be terrible. Like, I almost feel like we need to vote for Medina Spirit, even though it's ridiculous.
Oh no,
it's ridiculous.
I think I said this on the show with Chip the other week. I'm so rooting for Medina Spirit because I think it'll be absolutely fucking electric. If you've got a horse with this controversy going on at the Derby and he is 2 for 2 in the Triple Crown, oh man, that's great.
I know. What was I going to say? I was going to ask Ryan a question about this, and I just lost my train of thought. But
Darn.
Oh yeah. So
here we go.
The public betting him, absolutely. I think Ryan's right. There's going to be a lot of people that read, especially your fans that go to the Preakness, that, or maybe just bet this race, once a year or something. They'll just read the news from the mainstream media, and they won't bet him. Yeah. So in a way, if you're a big backer of Medina Spirit, this could work in your favor. You're definitely going to get better odds of Medina Spirit than you would have if this had not happened. I think Medina Spirit is 6-5.
Yep. I concur completely.
So we're saying a horse will be an overlay because people are just that ignorant.
Yeah.
Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, it's always remember, if a horse is an overlay, it means he's under bet. If a horse is an underlay, it means he's over bet.
Yeah.
Yes. And Ryan and guys, this reminds me a lot of Maximum Security's comeback race with Baffert, his first comeback race. It reminds me very much where, I was kind of sitting on pins and needles. A lot of racing as a whole was sitting on pins and needles going into that first start back, which I believe was the San Diego handicap. What is he going to do? A lot of people needed him to win that race. He did, and he did win the Pacific Classic. So thankfully he came back. So this is interesting, but that was a different situation. This one, I'm not at all worried really about him running. He's run every single career race that he's had. Every single race in his career has been good. So
speaking of Maximum Security, when's the next time we're going to have a normal Derby? I mean, we went 2019 with the DQ. We went in the fall in 2020, and now we have this. Can we just get a normal Kentucky Derby, please?
Oh, what fun is that?
The last one's Justify. Unbelievable.
Right. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that is weird when you think about it. That is crazy.
And was that one even normal after the whole Santa Anita
it
Derby controversy too?
Well, that came later, right, Ryan?
Yeah, much later.
Yeah.
That is you're right. I guess when obviously COVID and Baffert are involved, we're just never gonna see another one, because next year if he wins with a 3-year-old, it's going to be something about the Derby. I'm not saying it's going to be whatever, but I mean,
it's not like everyone's pulling their horses from the Baffert barn.
Okay, stop with that.
This will follow him, make no mistake, and I know you guys will agree. This is going to follow him now, no matter what happens to this. Next year, he brings a horse back to the Derby. Guarantee this is talked about.
Oh, yeah, 100%. That's why I like, at what point does Bob just take his money and run, be done, retire, move on?
It's like
he has the titles. He's made a really nice living off of it.
You never know.
And to the media, everybody out there, and they don't do it with anything. No one does it with anything. And Chip, you're with the media, and I'm sure you will do this. For every time we report something bad about somebody and they get cleared, I want as many articles or in the same bold print as you did if they get cleared. And that's with everything with the media. And it's the biggest shame of all.
Mm-hmm.
Something bad happens, you're on the front page. Something good happens, you either don't make the paper, you're buried in the back. And it makes no sense. I didn't.
Oh, you're absolutely right. I'm sure this happened to you guys. So I found out about the Medina Spirit situation. Driving, a friend texted me that doesn't follow racing, right? He maybe once a year, twice a year, right? Texted me a screenshot of whatever hit the headline, right? Because I had not looked at my phone. He's the one who told me. Then I got other people texting me, hey, the Derby horse cheated, that aren't involved in racing. Of course, I had to set them straight to a degree, but there hasn't been a day that goes by they haven't had someone come up to me that has never talked to me about racing, bring this up.
Yeah. And they're not, and those same people, if he gets cleared or even what's going on right now, they'll not even know. They won't know.
That's the thing, because you had all these Fox News alerts on people's phones with this or CNN, whatever news media app you have. Those same outlets will not put out these breaking news alerts if he ends up not being disqualified and not being found to have any malicious intent. There will be no alerts.
No, not at all.
Fake news.
I feel like AJ's biting his tongue a little bit.
No, he's just on the sauce.
You can't see his eyes because
I was a little upset because my one got taken down in the first at Belmont in a 5-1 shot. So I've been a little mad, but also there's so many people I want to call out, from social media to Sports Illustrated. What's his name? Rosenberg, who writes for Sports Illustrated, made this big article, and I read it and I got red in the face. I was so pissed off reading this article, because this dude knows absolutely nothing about racing whatsoever. And he's going over all these scenarios. He's using the word steroid, which again is just, I mean, that's the biggest fake news there is. When people talk about, you know, oh, this horse is on steroids. Barstool Sports did it. Sports Illustrated, ESPN did it. All these people who just know nothing, who don't even bother to do the research on what is actually going on, just, you know, smear Bob Baffert, which is, I mean, it's no different than when, you know, Belichick and Spygate and Deflategate and all that stuff. When you have this dynasty going on, the one thing you want to do is take it down. Like that's when you have the opportunity, that's what you do when you're a writer. Look at Adam Schefter. Like, fuck that guy. After all the accusations and things he talked about with Aaron Rodgers, then we find out, well, it was just, I kind of assumed some things is what he ended up saying. So it's just one of those things where, and you're right. If the split sample comes back, or we find out the real story of actually what happened, whether it's the Automax or whatever, all these people who now consider Bob Baffert like this biggest shame in horse racing will never know the difference. And when we come back next year, Bob Baffert's going to have a horse in the Derby next year. Let's be real. Like he's gonna, like, we know this, and we're going to have to go through this whole story again.
I mean, yeah. I mean, we did a whole. We always did our Satan bit when Satan talks to us, and we jokingly always said that Bob Baffert was his favorite trainer, and we did whatever. Now I feel like we can't even do. Like, I feel bad now. Like, I don't feel bad for doing it, but I feel bad for doing it now because it was a joke before. And listen, Ryan Dickey, I will say right now, lost his damn mind. I don't know. You guys all know, Ryan will admit this, about Bob Baffert. And we're all here almost sticking up for Bob Baffert. So that should tell everybody something right there.
You won money on Medina Spirit.
If you can't beat him, join him. That's my theory.
Yeah, Ryan, I kind of took that same looking at Medina Spirit when obviously I loved him in the weeks leading, but then I'm like, wow. And additionally, he's trained by Baffert. And here we go. You know, and he was his
So
only
I'll say
horse.
this, Chip, you did mention that you thought that even if the split sample comes back positive, that he shouldn't be disqualified. I do
Correct.
disagree with that.
Yeah.
If it does come back positive, this horse did have a substance that is outlawed in the state of in the Commonwealth of Kentucky. Sorry, I almost called it a state.
I like that. Nice catch.
Because look, this is illegal. This is an illegal stuff. Like, there's no way around that. I get the circumstances suck, but to think that, I agree, he should be disqualified. Mandela should be the winner. That's just, to me, that's black and white.
Yeah.
He did fail the drug test. It's black and white. However, the Preakness and Belmont should not be out of the conversation for him. That was one race. If he's coming back clean, which I can only imagine he will in those next races if he runs in the Preakness and Belmont, he shouldn't be disqualified. Baffert should get his fine, get his, whatever they decide. It's obviously a problem. They can't just look past that. Because there was negligence on the part of Baffert and the vet and everything going on that led up to the Derby. Because if you put something in your horse, you got to know what's in it. So he shouldn't be disqualified, yes, from the Derby. But it shouldn't affect anything going forward for this horse.
No, it didn't affect Charlatan or Gamine when they had positive. No, it's just what happened. And right. I'm not going to disagree. I mean, the rule's the rule, right? Mm-hmm. I just think that the rules need to be in the situations like this need a governing body to interpret the severity before. I don't think it should just be a blanket. Like, you break it, that's it. There could be a lot of reasons as to why it happened. So I don't know. And that's something that's a totally separate conversation.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Even look at the fact of, like, a UFC fighter, if you have asthma, I believe you can use your inhaler like between rounds. You can't do that if you don't have asthma. So, I mean, right. If you even, like, I'm not saying you would ever do this because it doesn't help the horse, but if the horse had a rash, you're helping the horse with a rash.
Oh.
You know what I mean? It's not helping you win in a fight when you use your inhaler, when you have asthma.
Right. but in that regard, going into that fight that this fighter has asthma and he's on this medication.
Exactly. That's what I mean.
This situation, it wasn't made aware by the Kentucky Racing Board prior to the thing that, like, it's got a rash. We've been using this.
You're
and
right.
They can exclude that.
And
that's what I'm saying. The negligence on Baffert is.
They didn't.
You're right.
I figured they'd tell him everything the vet puts on him. No, they didn't.
So you're saying that a horse that doesn't have a thyroid problem shouldn't be getting medication for thyroid problems?
No, I don't think they can
he
run.
should, but you need,
No,
but that needs to
shouldn't.
be
A horse
made
that doesn't
aware
have a
prior
thyroid
to a
problem
race.
shouldn't get
Should not.
thyroid medication. And a very prominent trainer, in fact, the one we're talking about right now, also was found giving some horses thyroid medication, and that thyroid medication was not necessary for the horses, and some of them died.
Yeah, that's a problem. That's a big problem in my mind.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that'd be once again, like you're
Yeah.
hurting the horse or you're trying to gain an advantage. Whole different ballgame, but if you're doing something to actually help the horse,
right?
Because listen, if he had it back, I'm sure he'd be like, live with the rash. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we'll clear this up later. Like, it's a rash.
Right.
Let's put some tea tree oil on it. Even though that might, yes, I don't know. But we need to go more organic with this stuff, I think. We're gonna go.
There we go.
Yeah.
I'm very
That's
woke.
what we're gonna do. Oh.
You are. So I hear.
But I
That's the word on the street, right?
Yeah, something like that.
It's funny.
all right, Chip. So Chip, we're going Medina Spirit strong.
Yeah.
Yes.
Burying Medina Spirit. All right, fantastic.
I'm all in on him. How I will pick one of the two I mentioned, Crowded Trader, Concertor, as a backup to throw on top with. If Medina Spirit's off the board, I'm not winning anything. But
Right.
if he hits the board and one of my other horses wins, whether it be Crowded Trader, Concertor, I'm not sure. I'm not going to go with both. I'm going to pick one. I should at least get money back or win something. But obviously, if Medina Spirit wins, we'll be in good shape.
All right. All right. Well, thank you, Chip. And that was,
All right.
yeah, I know we've got a little long-winded with the explanation, but I know it's a hot topic, obviously. And, it's good to talk about.
Hard to
with
do a
you.
Preakness show and not talk about that.
Yeah,
Correct,
you don't feel like avoiding it, like the elephant in the room. But all right, so Chip, tell everybody where they can catch you. We know
Well,
they
Horse
should know by
Racing
now.
Nation. Yeah, horseracing.com. Obviously great content out there. Ryan's aware of it, well aware of it as well.
Well
So every day, anything news wise, you can catch out there. As far as me, usually every Thursday, you'll see division rankings where I'll update each division with the year-end Eclipse Awards in mind. And usually we'll write a piece revolving around a horse or a subject line that's going on at the time.
All right,
Perfect. Awesome.
fantastic. And we'll see you soon.
Yep.
Because we're gonna try to get our division rankings things going again. And that was a lot of fun last time we did that. Check it out if you haven't seen it. Always check out, if you like to read, like some people, definitely Chip's article. He does write great things about it. Horse Racing Nation, check him out. Chip Gerke. Thank you, Chip.
Thank you, Chip.
Thanks,
Thanks,
guys.
Chip.
All right, thanks.
Best guest that we will have all day on this show, bar none.
Absolutely. And Vic, when Ryan says that, he means it.
He doesn't throw that around lightly.
No, I instantaneously know that I'm the only guest you're having, but I can figure that out.
Or he says that to everybody. One of the two,
One of
Vic.
the two, we know.
But no, Vic Stauffer, always glad to have you on. Been on here, veteran on the TripleClowns,
Yep.
and always happy. Oaklawn Park announcer. Obviously, what did I call him before? The man of 100 great race calls or something like that. I don't know. I had some silly nickname that obviously it didn't stick with me. But no, but
Very memorable.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, but absolutely the man, my favorite announcer, I'll say that out loud, even though we've got other announcers on there. Vic Stauffer, fresh off the meet of Oaklawn, hanging out in Arkansas, doing his thing. Vic, thank you for coming on to the Triple Clowns and talking to Preakness with us.
It's my pleasure, guys. I remain a big fan. I check out all your stuff, and I'm always here.
So
for it,
you're
man.
that person.
I'm the one guy. Yeah.
There we go. We figured him out.
Never miss your show. Never see
And
it.
Vic.
Never miss it.
There it is. I mean, and everybody's question out there is number one, Vic, what shade of lipstick are you wearing right now?
Well, it tends to change. The third Friday of every month, I'm Mrs. Phyllis Levine for a couple of hours. So when I do that, it can be anywhere. But
Dude,
right now, it's just a little glossy action going on.
Oh, okay.
I like it.
All right, good. We wanted the visual because we can't see you. So we
I
wanted the
know.
visual.
You don't want to see me.
So much for Randy being woke.
Exactly. Hang on, I'll prove it to you.
Oh, wait.
This could be great.
He's going to come on with lipstick on.
This might be No lipstick. No lipstick.
Blow us a kiss, Vic. Blow us a kiss so we can see it.
I knew it. I told you didn't want to see me.
This is great.
Oh,
was
never a
aware-
dull moment here at the
No.
TripleClowns,
No.
especially with Vic
Of
Stauffer.
course not.
Ryan
I had
Dickey
a
shaking his
faster
head
rate,
like
but
I've never
that's-
been involved in this interview yet. Oh yeah,
I did.
Well,
they
welcome
call him the
to-
goof on the roof for a reason.
Yes, they do.
Absolutely. So let's talk, let's talk Preakness, Vic. How's this race going to break down? What do you think is going to happen? Any comments or anything like that? What do you think is going to go on here at the Preakness?
Well, there's a couple of things that kind of jump off the page. I think, and one is that there's not a whole heck of a lot of speed in the race, because you know that Medina Spirit and Concert Tour are not going to both go. I would expect that Concert Tour, since the only way he's won is to go to the front and outrun him that way, and since he's drawn in the 10 hole and doesn't want to give up ground at the first turn, I would expect that his instructions from Baffert to Mike Smith will be to go and put pressure on. If that's the case, you don't want to have the horse that you're pressuring be Medina Spirit, because that would be stupid, and that's not going to happen, especially with Velasquez. And so I don't think you're going to, if Medina Spirit wins the race, I don't think you're going to see it be the way he won the Derby, which was being in front all the way around. Because I think at the end of the day, they probably think that they know that one of the two horses has to sit off the pace. They know that. And so I think that they're saying to themselves, which one would be more suited to winning the race if he has to sit and finish rather than just taking it to them every step? And the answer would have to be Medina Spirit, because the only two times that Concert Tours won a race, he's went right to the front and just basically run them off their feet. So that's the first dynamic that comes into play. But then after that, the real question is who sits the best trip? And I think it's Midnight Bourbon. Here's a horse that showed a lot of speed in all of his races until the Kentucky Derby, and past performance lines in a race like the Kentucky Derby can oftentimes not look anything like anything that's happened before or after the race. Well, Midnight Bourbon got knocked around a little bit at the start, and he was mid-pack all the way around, and then picked up some tiring horses to finish sixth. But if you go to his races before that, he was on or near the lead in the Louisiana Derby. He was right there pressing the pace in the Risen Star. He was in front all the way in the Lecomte, and he laid third in the Champagne when he finished third to Jackie's Warrior. So the first aspect of it is trips. And that being said, I think the horse that gets the best trip and who will also be least affected by an adverse trip because of the way Asmussen trains, he trains all of his horses in company. He gets them used to having other horses around them. As a matter of fact, he gets it to where they like it. So the horse that probably gets the best trip is Midnight Bourbon.
All right. So Vic, we're going with Midnight Bourbon on this. Are you going to play him on your tickets on top?
Yeah, I think I am. As you guys know, I look at Thoroughgraph, and there are only two horses in this race that you can almost for sure say that they're going to run their best race of their career. Because some of them have run very, very fast early in their career to get them onto the Derby trail, like the two Chad Brown horses who crapped out in the wood. And then you have horses that, like Concert Tour, who interestingly enough has never really been all that fast. However, he's got a pattern, having skipped the Kentucky Derby, which I think for this particular horse was genius to do. He had no shot in that race. He's a major player in this race. Concert Tour and Midnight Bourbon are the two horses that I can conclusively say are going to run their best race. Neither one of those horses has ever gone backwards. Midnight Bourbon is quite a bit faster on numbers than Concert Tour, but his pattern is phenomenal. I mean, he's run 8 times, and each race was incrementally just a little bit faster than the one before. So I am sure he's going to run a new top. And if he does run a new top, he is right there on the money. Right now, he's about 1.5 points slower than Medina Spirit. But Medina Spirit took a big jump forward from all of his races before the Derby. And so coming back off a big top 2 weeks later, he has a real feel of a horse that might regress or bounce or go back to the level that he was at before the Derby. Asmussen does not have to run this horse in the Preakness. He doesn't. And he is a guy that looks days, weeks, months, and years ahead for where he's going to place his horses. The fact that he got him back to the barn and liked what he saw and liked the way he was training and decided to run an elite 3-year-old back in 2 weeks, to me, says volumes. The only time anybody with a brain would run an elite 3-year-old back in 2 weeks rest is if A, he won the Kentucky Derby, so therefore he's still alive for the Triple Crown, or B, he's doing so good that you say, all right, son, you earned your way in. I'm going to do this. You don't have to. You can see all of the other horses like Essential Quality, and those horses, they're like, are you nuts? We're not going to run in this race. We'll wait 5 weeks, let the other ones stagger into Belmont, and we'll be ready there, piss and vinegar. So the fact that Asmussen does run this horse back in 2 weeks is huge. He's going to get the right trip. He's going to run a top. He's got IRAD. He's 5-1. Frankly, I think he might even be a little bit bigger than 5-1. I think people might go price shopping a little bit more, but he'll be every bit of 5-1. And yeah, he's my pick to win the Preakness. Yep.
Oh, I like that.
I like it. Guys, any questions on what Vic, any of his things? Ryan?
I do. Vic, you had first row seat at watching Concert Tour in the Rebel and then in the Arkansas Derby. Looks like 2 completely different horses. You think that Arkansas Derby was just a bounce and he's ready to move forward now?
I know for a fact that it wasn't. He ran the exact same race on Thoroughgraph in the Rebel and in the Arkansas Derby. He ran the exact same number. He paired 4.5s. What happened to him in the Arkansas Derby is that some of the other horses that weren't quite as fast as him going in not only became as fast as him, but became faster. Superstock before the race, the best that he had ever run was a 7 on Thoroughgraph. He ran a 3 in the Arkansas Derby. Going into the race, Concert Tour had run a 4.5 in the Rebel, and he paired it in the Arkansas Derby. So he didn't go forward. Superstock did, and also took advantage of a tremendous trip. So Concert Tour was a very good bet against in the Arkansas Derby for the very same reason why he's far from a cinch in this race, and that is he's never really been all that fast. Every horse in this race, virtually every horse in this race, has run at least as fast at some point in their career as Concert Tour. However, that being said, Concert Tour's pattern says, boom, that he is going to run a huge race. If they were going to run this mile in 3/16 straight, and I got the same price on both Concert Tour and Midnight Bourbon, I'd take Concert Tour. But they're not going to run it straight, and I'm not going to get the same price. He's going to get a better trip. Concert Tour, there's only 2 things that can happen. One, Smith guns him out of there and crosses and clears and gets to the rail, which is what I actually think they're going to do with him. Or he's wide on both turns. Either one of those is a kind of a shaky scenario. Where Midnight Bourbon is trip proof. He's totally what I call trip proof. And that is, it doesn't matter what happens in the first part of the race. It's okay for him. Because if nobody goes, he's shown that he can gallop along right on or near the lead and be very, very tough. If one goes, okay, he'll sit second or third and gallop along, get a nice high cruising speed, and make his run from the 3/8 pole home. If several go, that's okay too, because he's shown that he's tractable, that he can sit in and amongst horses like he did in the Derby and still pass horses late. He is trip proof. He's a bigger price than Concert Tour, and that's why he's got to be the selection for me.
Wow. All right.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that breakdown.
Yeah, you made your case to me right there. I don't even know what to
Yeah.
say.
Well, I had Midnight Bourbon in my Derby top 5 from I think the beginning, and then I did pick him. Him, Hot Rod, and then Medina in the Derby. And I was gonna take Medina again, or excuse me, Midnight here again as well.
Way to throw that out there before we take our picks.
Well, I have a few others I was gonna put in there. So I'm not giving them all. I'm just giving them like a preview.
All right.
You've never been very good at the tease.
No, I don't know.
A very fast reply.
Yeah, you might want to. No, thank you, Vic, for that. That was a great breakdown. Any other questions on Vic on that? I think that was a good question that Ryan
No,
said.
Yeah.
Obviously, somebody who was right there for a concert tour, so that's saying
Exactly, yeah.
something.
No, I think that was really, really great, Vic. And if you guys don't have anything else, I would like to ask Vic, if you wouldn't mind, if talking about the Arkansas Racetrack Chaplaincy and the what you're doing for that and raising funds for that, and how and where people can donate.
Yeah, I really appreciate you guys letting me talk about this. COVID completely crushed out the chaplaincy because the last 2 years we have a banquet, a huge banquet that horsemen from around the country, horse players, everybody in Hot Springs, they all come to it, and we raise lots of money for the chaplaincy. We haven't had the banquet the last 2 years, and it's been crushing for them, and it's because of COVID. Their work that they do is not just when we are running at Oaklawn. It is year round. And they serve the racetrackers, but also the Hot Springs community. And so the work that they do is so incredibly vital to so many people that are not even necessarily affiliated with the racetrack itself. And the programs that they have, the different kinds of situations where they have doctors and nurses and practitioners and all of that come, and they make care available to people that don't have insurance and can do things like that. And from food drives to everything, and it's really a two-man crew. It's Robbie and Rich Heffington. And we were lucky enough to put together a little contest between Nancy and myself. It got a little bit of traction, and then a couple of people stepped up and really made big donations. I'd like to recognize some people that have donated a lot of money. My friend James O, he donated $3,500. Frank Fletcher, who owns Frank's Rockette, donated $2,000. Jerry Karoom, who owns Temp Fate, $1,000. Brian Nord, $1,000. And we ended up raising over $15,000. But that was nothing compared to what gets raised at the banquet every year. So it's the Arkansas Racetrack Chaplaincy. You can send a check made out to them, to me, and I'll say my address quickly, but you guys will probably do a
We'll put it on the screen.
Yeah, we'll put information down.
It's 124 Marigold Circle, Hot Springs, Arkansas 71913. Or you can PayPal it to me, and I'll make sure that chaplaincy gets it. And that one's easy. It's thegoofontheRoof@hotmail.com. And you guys contributed. It was very, very gracious. I really appreciate it. And do not think that because the meet at Oaklawn is over, that the work that the chaplaincy is doing has ended. It hasn't. As a matter of fact, it tends to expand, even though the horses will leave the racetrack pretty soon. Because a lot of the people that work at Oaklawn, they're here year round, even though the horses only come in like the carnival for about 4 months. So thank you very, very much. 100% tax deductible, and you could not possibly do better with any kind of a donation to the chaplaincy.
Absolutely.
We
No.
love it, and I'm really happy you brought that to all of our attentions, and happy that we could contribute as well. I know we've talked about it on Twitter and also our previous shows before, but we do urge if you can. Like I said, all the information will be up on the screen on how you can donate.
Yeah, good for you, Vic, for doing that. A lot of
Yes.
people out there that have your poll don't do that stuff, and Good for you for doing that. And, that's awesome, man. And yeah, absolutely. Good bringing that to attention of, we do forget about when the meet's over, these people don't disappear and pop up again when Oaklawn starts. They're still there. They still have lives and
Yes, we do.
everything. So yeah,
Yeah,
great cause, Vic. Thank you for bringing that to our attention, and always a pleasure, Vic.
very much.
And we will talk to you soon, and hopefully we can hit that golf course with you
Ooh.
sooner than later. And maybe we'll see you out in California for the Breeders' Cup. You coming out here or what, Vic?
Very good chance. I play the BCBC every year, as you know. It's much easier to play it from home than it is on track, with all of the resources that you need to try to tackle that tournament. I will make it close to the West Coast because I'm going to play in the NHC in August in Vegas. So I'll be pretty close. Try to take that down. Ryan looks like he's earned a spot.
Ryan's at Circa Sports, so he's.
I live here in Vegas.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we lived in Vegas for a couple of years, and we moved for a reason that it surprised people when we told them, and then it didn't surprise me. It's too damn hot there. I mean,
Yes.
God.
Yes, it is.
And then he moves to a place named Hot Springs.
Yeah. Oh, I mean,
Touche.
dry heat. I like that one. When it's 120, dry heat still
Doesn't
will
matter.
kill you in about 12 minutes.
Your
Yeah.
oven's a dry heat. You don't want to go sit in
Exactly.
it.
Yeah, stick your head in there and let me know how that goes.
I lived in Hollywood
There's-
Beach
there's
and
no
I lived in
escaping.
Phoenix. And one day in Phoenix it was 128 degrees, and there was never a day that hot in Miami ever.
No. No. Vegas is nuts. I mean,
Yeah, see, we
It's
get that
too-
here in our neighborhood.
In the
We get
valley.
120 plus degrees, but we're about 10 minutes to the ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's about
Yeah,
30 degrees difference.
I didn't think it would bother me, and it did. It was too hot. It was.
Yeah.
Hot at night. Hot at night too. That's the weirdest part about Vegas. California is at least cool at night. It's hot at night there.
Well, Vic, when you're out in Vegas, you'll have to let us know. We're only about 4 hours away.
Well, he
so
knows that.
There you go. Yeah.
yeah, I mean,
So-
you do know that, but
We'll take Circus Sports together and we'll get a pool cabana.
There you go.
Dickey
There you
said
go.
He's gonna get us VIP treatment and everything. He's gonna take care of us. Right,
Right.
Ryan?
surprise.
This segment not brought to you by Circus Sports.
Right.
I think I can win the NHC this year. I'm not gonna leave any stones unturned. I think I can win.
Yeah.
I'll be rooting for you.
Yes,
Thank
we will be.
Thank you.
All right, Vic.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, Vic, thank you so much for coming on. I've asked you that after. That's why I
Yep.
just about to jump in. Thank you so much for coming on. It's always a pleasure
Very
to
much.
talk to you. And it's glad to hear your voice because we don't hear it anymore until next
Till
season.
next-
But
yeah,
we
till
hear
next
it.
week.
We're lucky enough to hear it when we
I
can.
know. All
Anytime
right,
you want, I'll come on the clowns.
Yeah. That's what I like to hear.
Absolutely. All right. Thank you, Vic.
All right, guys.
Well, we've had quite the lineup of guests.
That was fun.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun. But we're here now. We're going to give you not only our picks for the Preakness, but we're going to give you the pick 4, starting with race 10. Give you a little sequence here to play at Pimlico, ending with the Preakness. So let's hit it off. Let's start off with race 10, which is the Jim McKay Turf Sprint Stakes. We got 5 furlongs on the turf for $100,000. This is for 3-year-olds and up. AJ, we're going to start off with you.
First off, shout out DGen. I don't think we've talked about them enough on this podcast, except for the beginning. Just want to, just get a little reminder in there. But race 10, sure. For horse I like the most here in this one is going to be the 5 Hollis. Hollis has won before at Pimlico quite a while back at a 5 furlong turf race. It might have been the same one. I'm not entirely sure. But beat 2 of the competitors that are also in this race and completed paths and love you much. Ran really well. I like a horse who's won at Pimlico 6-1, coming back to the turf after being on dirt last time and winning last time at Oaklawn Park. Gets Irad aboard. Like that a lot. So I'm going to go with the 5 Hollis. I'm going to throw completed pass the 13 in there as well. This is another horse who's won at Pimlico. It was last time out just a couple weeks ago. Again, the same level, same distance. Last 2 numbers have been huge 119, 120 time per figure on the turf here at Pimlico. So 72 still a pretty good price. And then also I'm going to throw in the Critical Way. Horse has been around Gulfstream, Tampa, Keeneland, ran really well, throwing up big numbers. I think this horse is going to run a great race. I don't know if it's going to win. Certainly has the opportunity to, but I think this horse is too good. It's going to run. It seems to show up every time it runs, no matter where it's at. So I don't think I can throw it out. Not a whole lot for prices except for that 5, but I'm going to go 4, 5, 13.
Wow. Well, my picks are the exact same.
Jesus, Sarah.
I know.
Mine too.
Well, this show sucks.
Yeah, we got nothing for you guys, but I did do 5, 4, 13 as well. I think the critical way is kind of hard not to leave off your ticket. Hollis, for everything AJ had said, he's coming back to the turf. He's dropping half a furlong. I think this horse has something that he's going to bring to this field, and I think this is a good play to at least get a little bit of money at 6-1 here. I think it's going to sit kind of right behind your leaders around the turn, and then completed past the 13 here. I think what's really going to help him here is he's on this outside post, which I think it's going to help him at least get that speed to get up at least into the mid, if not front of the pack come the turn. So I don't have much different to say from what AJ has already stated. So I'm going the same 5, 4, 13. I think I would do the 5 on top for your price. All right, Ryan, who do you like in this race?
I'm going to single a horse here, and it's one of the horses that you talked about. Both of you said you can't leave this horse off your ticket. This horse is the ticket. My pick 4 going into the Preakness is going to be singled to number 4, the Critical Way. I think this horse wins this race, set up perfectly. Horse always shows it's a nice little gelding, gets the job done. It's won over $300,000 career, 23 starts, I believe. That's your winner, the number 4, the Critical Way.
Yep, that's a strong single. All right.
Yeah, go ahead, sir. What do you got? Oh, you said same as AJ. I like it. This race is like, it feels like, because I've looked at this race a lot and I've really studied it. And I have to look at it like this race is like the pickleball tournament in Florida, by the way, because what horse was like 7 years old and over in this?
Whoa, are you bad-mouthing pickleball, bro?
Okay, I'm just saying pickleball is not usually played by younger people besides you, AJ. I like
rule it
We
pickleball.
actually have to hurry these picks up because AJ has a pickleball tournament to get to.
Yes, this is true. But I do agree. And I'll be, like I said, I was saying before to these guys, I'll be honest, I didn't really have even that much time to look at it. I think this 4 is a single, and I looked at that right away, and I said, well, let me see, because I always go with that 7 years old decline. Then I realized all the other good horses are the same age. So, I mean, and I'm not just really saying that. We have an 8-year-old, the 7, you have the 8 is a 7-year-old. You have a 7-year-old and the 9. I mean, really, is this thing like 6 years and up? I mean, I don't know. What's
It's
the
not.
condition there? Because they're all old. Because I was going to go with, well, maybe the old horse is not around. So, I mean, really, I'm really going at that. So the best horse in the race, and they're all the same age. If not, he might be the youngest one. I haven't looked at them all, but I'll take the 4. I think the 4 definitely. Here's your single. I agree with AJ with, obviously there's a shot here with this 5. The outside horses are going to try to push the pace from what I see, but I don't think it matters. 4 singled. If I had to go deep, I go 4, 5.
Too deep. All right. Like it. Let's move on to the next race. Race 11, the Grade 3 Maryland Sprint Match Series. It's 6 furlongs, $150,000 purse, 3-year-olds and up. AJ, who do you like here?
A horse I picked before, actually. The 11, 7 Nation Army. I think I picked him on the show when he ran last at Oaklawn on the 17th. Came through, beat Engage, full authority. Ran really well. The time out before that went against the favorite in this race and a horse I just picked, Hollis. So especially if Alice were to come through in that race, that's going to make him look a ton better coming into this one. This one's tough though. This 6 furlong race, I mean, there's a lot of good sprinters in here. Even the 10 Lebda, yeah, Lebda, who ran a unbelievable time getting second to the 1 Locky in this race. I mean, he's 10 or 12 to 1. I think that alone, just him being 12 to 1, I think it's worth a shot because I think he might be in or around there. The 5 Strike Power, your favorite is tough not to like just because you look at the last time it ran. He was a bystander of a CZ Rocket Whitmore battle, one of the 25 times those 2 horses have gone up against each other. So there's a lot. I like the 2 Yodel Eahu. Yodel Eahu. Yodel Eahu.
Or Yodelehu.
Yodelehu. Yodelehu.
Sounds
That
closer.
sounds good.
Yodel Eahu. No, but in this one, I like the 11 just because I mean, I might be a little biased there because it won me some money last time. For prices, I'm going to throw in the 10 and the 1, but it's going to be hard for me to leave the 5 off the ticket. So I'll go, well, fuck it, I'll sing the 11.
There we go.
Wow.
God damn.
All of that just to say.
Throwing it out.
There you go.
I just want to make it very clear that I'm not super
Throwing it out there.
confident in my 11, but I'll take a shot.
When you're not, the best
I
part
like
of
these. I like these
not
7
super
horses, but I'm just going to
confident.
single the 11. I love it.
When he's not super
Okay.
confident, he'll single the horse.
Yeah.
Ryan, just so everybody knows out there, because people might be new to the platform, AJ once took 3 horses in the race and not the one he said. So if I don't go 3 deep, I'm going to take this one and single it, but wasn't in his 3 deep.
Yeah.
Right.
This is it.
That's the way
So
he rolls. That's how he rolls.
You got to have an A
no
ticket.
one, no one has figured out this strategy yet,
It's okay, I guess.
but
We're trying.
I'm working
Works.
on it.
Works.
It's a work in progress.
Yeah.
you still got
There
those
you go.
sunglasses on too, by the way. I'm just throwing that out there.
He has to bring him. He's cool now. All right. Well,
So hopped up on cocaine. I don't want you to see my pupils dilate.
Oh, you were
Wow.
there already. Oh,
Dropping
it has been
that.
that kind of day and that kind of show.
Absolutely.
All right.
Friday before the Preakness.
Yeah. Did you get those
Yeah.
free with the Slurpee you bought?
No, you had to pay extra.
My goodness.
Let's go. So,
Okay, let's go. All right, I went 3 deep here. I am taking the 1 Locky. I know AJ kind of mentioned him a little bit, but I'm also taking Lebda as well. So I'll just start off with Locky. Won his last race at Pimlico, going 6 furlongs. He has raced against Lebda. Lebda got a close second with him in their last race. I just think this horse is good. He's taken to the track. I see him really kind of sitting mid-pack here and then making his move come the stretch. I am taking the 8 as well, a special reserve. This horse in his last race lost to Flagstaff. Now we all know Flagstaff is a beast, and he only lost by a length and a quarter. So I feel like this is a really strong race. He's raced against really tough competition here. He's a front runner. I think he's going to be the early pace setter here. And then, like I said earlier, I'm taking the 10 here, Lebda. Workouts have been looking exceptional at Pimlico. Got second in his last race to Lackey by only a half a length. It was very close second. If this horse can repeat his fractions that he did back in January in this race, easy, super easy for him. I like him here in the 10 post. So I'm going 3 deep, 1, 8, 10.
1, 8, 10.
Yeah.
All right. I feel like Ryan's going to steal my thunder here from
No,
one
then go ahead and thunder first.
You want to thunder first?
because
I'm going to
go with Ryan. You're not taking a horse they've talked about yet, are you?
Well, I'm going to go deep in this race since I singled the Critical Way in the first leg, and I'm going to go 2 deep in the Preakness. And I'm going to go 5 deep here. I'm also going to go 5 deep in race 12, but one horse that they haven't talked about yet, if I was paying attention enough, is number 5, Strike Power.
Okay.
I can't wait for this goddamn horse to retire. Every time I bet him, he loses. every time I bet against him, he wins. If I leave him off the ticket, he wins. So I got to use strike power on here. I'm going 5 deep with the number 1 Locky, number 5 strike power. Ugh. Number 7 Breezy Gust. I think
That's the
has
one.
a good chance. That's the one. All right. Number 8 Special Reserve and number 10 Lebda. So for me in the second leg, I'm going to go 1, 5, 7, 8, 10.
All
Ooh,
right. No, that was good. I actually the 7 was the one I thought you were gonna. I was really trying to predict because the 7. If you look at the last race, I mean, this horse belongs on 6 furlongs. I don't think this horse is a bad horse at all. I think with the odds it has, I think this horse could be loaded here. I mean, this is a very close race. I think this horse could be very forwardly placed, which is a big deal at Pimlico. We all know this. So I think this would be good, especially 6 furlongs. And I do think that as well. I was looking at 5, 7, 8 for me. And you guys talked about all those. I was going 5, 7, 8, but I really like this 5 at a price. I mean, I'm looking at it now and I don't think he'll be bet that much. I thought that was like going to be a weird sleeper pick here. And
That horse gets bet all the time.
yeah, I mean, 6 furlongs, 5.5 furlongs, whatever it is, this horse can run.
It went off 4-1 versus CZ Rocket and Whitmore.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, so yeah, he does get bet. It was 8-5, 1-5. I mean, we're talking, but I feel like right here he won't. I mean, well, I'll say he'll take everybody's going to take a lot of money, so it's going to be very close. You might have 6 horses at 4-1. You know what I mean? And he's going to be one of them. And I think that's a good point, AJ. When you go off of that with CZ Rocket and Whitmore. I mean, has anybody here that quality?
Nope.
So there you go. All right. So I'm going to go with that. I'm going to go with 5, 7, 8.
5, 7, 8. All right. Let's move on to race 12. We got the grade 2 dinner party stakes. Got a mile 16th on the turf for $250,000 for 3-year-olds and up. AJ, who do you like?
I really like a 10-1 shot here. That's going to be a horse who lost it by just a neck his last time out at Keeneland. Bye Melvin. Bye Melvin seems to just be a lunch pail guy where it seems like he runs pretty much his best effort every time he runs. I would think his worst race was at Delaware against Gufo and Pixelate, which is nothing to shake your head at. But since then, has been around, lost to Vanzi, beat Don Juan Kidden at a mile at Saratoga, and then came back and at Pimlico ran what might have been his best race all of last year. And came back so far in 2021, just lost by a neck at a mile 16th in Keeneland. I think this horse has got a lot to offer. And at 10-1, I love that price, and I will take it all day long. That being said, horses that stick out to me as well is going to be Some Like It Hot Brown. Did not start off his 2021 campaign great, but again, that was in the Maker's Mark Mile, where, that's a different race, different time, whatever. I look back to last year, the Belmont, and then finishing second to Factor This at Pimlico in the dinner party. His best time form number came in this very race. So 4-1, I have to have that on my ticket as well. So right now I have 8, 1, and then of course the 5 Sacred Life, the favorite. I can't say anything bad about him. I can't. I want to beat him, but it wouldn't surprise me if he won either. So I'll throw him in there as well. So I'll go 8, 1, 5.
Well, talk about stealing thunder.
Son of a bitch, Sarah! Did you pick my picks again?
I was on the 8.
Oh,
I was on the 8. I thought that was a pretty good price. I really didn't think too many people were going to talk about the 8 here. But I also like the 3. I like this 3. He's 2 for 2 here in the States. He's won and raced at this distance before. The last race at Aqueduct. I think he's had tough races. He's had bad breaks. He's kind of had not the greatest rides, but he still comes out and prevails in the end. So I really like this horse, 6-1. It's a great price, and I'm going to be playing him with the 8. Bye Bye Melvin. I know AJ talked about this horse. He's jumping up in class. You got Johnny V in the irons. Not a whole lot wrong you can do with Johnny V in the irons. And I really think this is another one that I think this post position is really going to benefit him. I just see this horse getting right, sitting behind the pace, and then really taking off here in this stretch. So for 10-1, I really like that number. I would kind of almost think if you're going to play him, you might want to play the 4. But I would take the 8 over the 4. But so I just did 2 deep, and I did the 3 Kermata and 8 Bye Bye Melvin.
Ryan, I'm going to jump in real quick because I want to
Okay.
tell these people how crazy they are. If you don't think this 5 second off a layoff really is going to win this race, you're nuts. I think this horse is an easy, almost single. I really do. And I'll give, and you guys know how I am when you look at, I just looked at your 8 pretty closely because I was like all about it, but you know me. 2 wins are like the last 2 wins were like what, Saratoga? You know, I throw those out. You know, I throw those out because Ryan, you can probably agree. Saratoga is a whole different world. Like you can almost throw those races out sometimes. I mean, I know it's a great track. It's beautiful, blah, 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 blah. I'm not a big fan of like taking horses from there because some horses can run there and some horses can't. And then Tampa. So enough with that horse. But this 5 second off a layoff, which is like, this is a class drop, big time here. I got to just go single the 5 here. I really do. Chalk, I know. Everybody's disappointed, but I have to go there. I'm going to single the 5.
So I'm not very good at fractions and math, but 3 out of 4 of the TripleClowns prefer number 8. Bye Bye Melvin.
Oh, you do too. After I just said it.
I like Bye Bye Melvin.
All right.
I'm with the truck stop burrito and Sarah. I'm going deep in this race. I am using Sacred Life for sure in this race. There's no way I could leave this horse out of there, especially if I catch a price in the 11th. And I already had a single, so I have a cheap ticket as it is. It's only going to be $25 ticket. I'm going to use the 1 Some Like It Hot Brown, who I think is a really, really good horse. And as AJ said, he didn't really run his best race last time out at Keeneland, but he's had a solid career. I really like him. Obviously, I'm using the 5. I really do like the chances of Bye Bye Melvin at a price. If he's 10-1 on the morning line and the 3 of us like him, there's no chance he's going to be double digits.
Oh yeah, right.
But I'm going to throw in the number 2 English B and also number 3 Kermata. So for me in this race, I'm going to go 5 deep with the 1 Some Like It Hot Brown, 2 English B, 3 Kermata, 5 Sacred Life, and 8 Bye Bye Melvin.
All right, I could eat some crow here, definitely, and that's okay. That's why we do it. And I do agree with the 1, guys. I mean, I don't think my ticket's going to be that big, so the 1 will definitely be on it. And I don't know if you guys are ever going to talk me into this 10.
You mean the 8?
8. I mean, I'm sorry, 8. Yeah, or the 10. Definitely the 10.
I won't talk you into the 10.
Either. I don't think any of us did.
Yeah,
Just throw that horse out.
Probably the first time I'll be right. The 10 won't win this. But no, yeah, I might, but I'll definitely put the 1 in there. Probably. I gotta look at what my ticket will be, but I do like Some Like a Hot Brown, which is the creepiest name in horse racing, I believe. But
it's a sandwich.
That's true.
Who orders that sandwich? A hot brown?
A shit sandwich?
People in Louisville.
Well, you people in Louisville, you should name that something different. I don't know.
Bad name. Bad name.
Too scared was gonna come out.
Is it time to do the DegenNation drop here now?
Yeah,
Shout
right?
out DegenNation.
Yeah.
Shout out
Oh,
DegenNation.
my
This is why we're here, apparently.
Yes, this is
Yeah,
Clowns have just shit on
I'll
Louisville,
take-
Kentucky, and their name.
Yeah,
their
I'm gonna
sandwich.
take the Some Like It Hot Brown sandwich and the 2 girls in a cup on the side.
Woo, all righty.
Did I just really do that out
Yes,
loud?
you did.
All right.
Yeah, which is great because at this point, I'm already wondering, like, this is recorded, so I'm wondering if they've watched enough of the show where they've already said, like, yeah, this was a mistake, or if they're just getting to now and saying this was a mistake.
Guess we'll find out.
We'll find out. Yeah. Well, on that note, let's move on.
There's only one race left now.
Yeah, let's go. We got to get done.
Race 13, the big race, the second leg of the clown
Check
or the
those down.
crown.
Or the crown.
What do you call it?
I heard they might rename it.
Or the hot brown.
We got the grade 1 Preakness Stakes, 1 mile and 3/16 on the dirt, $1 million at stakes. All right, AJ, we'll start with you.
You said this earlier that this was one of the races, the big races that we typically forget about. That is not the case this year. This is going to be the most electric, most watched jewel of the Triple Crown all year long because of what's going on right now. And I am fucking stoked for it. You have no idea. I am all rooting for Medina Spirit to win this just because I want to see Medina Spirit win this with 2 of the 3 under its belt and then go into the Belmont and then them take him down from the Kentucky Derby, because what a shitstorm that would cause and what a story it would be.
Never gonna happen.
Ed, that being said, hey, never gonna
Probably going to happen.
well, yeah,
No,
yeah,
he
it
won't run
might.
it. He won't run if he's disqualified in Derby. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, because you know Bob that well.
We're buddies.
Yeah.
He's actually right here. I don't know if
Bobby
you guys
is
know
what
that.
Yeah.
we refer to him as.
Anyway, in the
Robert.
most watched Preakness of all time, I am going to just on my ticket. I'm just gonna take one of the 2 Baffords, and I think I have to go with Concert Tour.
Wow.
If Medina Spirit ends up an overlay just because of the stupid world we live in now, I'll change my mind and probably include them in there. But at 9 to 5, if I can get Concert Tour at a little bit higher, I'll go for it. But all that aside, I'm going to include one of them. I'm not sure which one yet. We will find out tomorrow, I guess. But I'm going to take 2 other horses regardless and put them in on my ticket. One is going to be the 6 Rombauer, which I think somebody took earlier, if I'm not correct. Did Vic?
Yeah, Tom did.
Tom.
Tom did. Yeah.
Exotic.
So Rombauer is an interesting horse to me just because I think in 2 of the opportunities it really had to kind of show its stuff. One was the juvenile running against Essential Quality Outright Charlie. I can excuse that loss. That's whatever. It came back, won at Golden Gate. I mean, it's Golden Gate, whatever. Then at the Bluegrass, again, I mean, Essential Quality and Highly Motivated were kind of both on the top of their game at that point in time. So running third to them doesn't really deter me in any way. And he was bumped in the gate, yada, 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 has not run since then, comes back now. I think this horse has matured. I like what this horse has to offer. You get Pratt on board, 12 to 1. I will take a shot there as well. I think because you're going to have, we talked about the Baffert, who's going to be sent. Is it Medina going to be sent? Is Concert Tour going to be sent? We'll see how that goes. Regardless of how it ends up, I do think Rombauer is going to be in the conversation. He's going to be on my exotic plays. I'll throw him in just because I know a closer hasn't won this in 78 years or whatever the last time a closer's won the Preakness. But if he's forwardly enough placed in this one, which he very well might be. I mean, he was only ever 3 back in the Bluegrass. So if he stays that far back, I think he's got a shot here. I really do. The other one is going to be the 8 Unbridled Honor. I know Randy hates Tampa. As he said.
I don't hate Tampa. I like.
Yeah, you hate Tampa. It's fine. We get it. But no, this horse ran second to King Fury in the Lexington on a sloppy track. Still ran very well. But this is a horse where when I look at the numbers, when I look at how it's continuing to improve, I think this horse is a lot different than the last time when it faced risk taking in that main special weight back in Aqueduct a year ago. I think this horse, when you look at the numbers, this is exactly what I like to see. 85, 93, 110. This horse could be poised for a massive outing here. This is a Pletcher horse with Sayas on board. I love that. If things continue to trend upward, this horse is going to run a big old number that's going to be good enough for it to be victorious.
All right. Wow.
All
All
right.
deep there. All right. Well, I just did 3 deep. Just kind of these aren't going to be any surprise. Medina Spirit, taking him. I feel like I can't not put him on my ticket. I'm still sticking with Midnight Bourbon. I am sticking with this horse. This horse was in my Derby top 5 for a while, for more than just the TripleClowns angle. I picked him and as my 3 that I was going to play in the Derby, and I'm taking him here. I just feel like this horse, Vic had a lot of really great insight on this horse, and I'm glad he brought a lot of that up. And it seems like a lot of people might be putting him in at least their supers and tries. I really think this horse has a shot here. And then I'm taking Concert Tour, and I think a little bit is that of I'm indecisive of how they're going to send these Baffert horses. So you might as well just pick both because I can't make up my mind. So I'm going to take Concert Tour here, but I do agree, like with Alex, with what you were saying, is what story would that be? Medina Spirit wins this, goes on to the Belmont, and then even if it would say Medina Spirit wins the Belmont, we have a Triple Crown winner, but the Derby still, it would be crazy. It would be absolutely crazy.
Amazing.
But I was very, Medina Spirit ran very well in the Kentucky Derby. I really, I was kind of high on this horse anyways going into the Derby, and I'm still going to stick with it because I think this could be a fairly easy field for him.
All right. Ryan, what do you have to say?
Well, I think I alluded to it earlier. I'm going too deep here. And number one, I'm glad that we're talking about the Preakness without talking about the tight turn. That's talked about every single year. But this year we forgot about it because of what happened in the Kentucky Derby with Medina Spirit and Bob Baffert. Speaking of Bob Baffert, he must be the greatest horseman to ever saddle a horse because he gets horses to run faster and longer than any other trainer in the history of the world. He's just that much better. He's got 2 horses in this race. They're going to finish 1-2. He's the best. Don't go against Bob.
I feel like it's a little tongue in cheek there. I don't know.
Too deep.
I felt like that was a little tongue in cheek.
Well, I'll tell you what. When you look at this field, this is not a very good field. This is not a very good grade 1 period, and it's not a very good Preakness. The 2 best horses in this race are the 2 Baffert horses, Concert Tour and Medina Spirit. I did pick Medina Spirit to win the Kentucky Derby because I thought I was getting a great value, and thankfully that worked out. I think there's a really, really good shot that he wins again this race. But like Sarah said, and like the great guests that we've had so far have said, we don't know for sure what's going to happen. Are they going to send Concert Tour? Are they going to send Medina Spirit? They can't send them both, obviously, right? Maybe they do. Maybe they just go 1-2 and they run around the track 1-2. That's the way I see it. I'm going with 3 Medina Spirit, 10 Concert Tour. I think they finish 1-2. My pick 4 goes 4 with 1, 5, 7, 8, 10, with 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, with 3, 10, the 2 Baffert horses in the Preakness. That's a total of $25 if you bet it for 50 cents. If you want horses to bet underneath in the Preakness, I'll use number 2, Keep Me in Mind. I think he had not a very good trip in the Kentucky Derby. Not very often you can say he had a 1.25 mile workout, but he had a 1.25 mile workout in that race. I like number 4, Crowded Trade. I think this horse can be sneaky. It could be one of the horses that hits the board at a price. And number 9, Risk Taking. So on top for me, 310, underneath for me, 249, which happened to be my badge number when I was a firefighter. Weird.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
Well,
So when we go to
Easy.
who's going to send him? Hold on one second. Talking about. All right, now I know. All right, so Bob just told me because he's right here. No,
thanks, Bobby.
yeah, thank you. Yeah,
Well, I think more importantly, what we haven't gotten out of our Preakness show yet is there a bet that Ryan is going to take on if this horse wins, Ryan will be walking
I
Vegas.
feel like he regretted that bet last
I
time.
did. I regretted it as soon as it came out of my mouth.
All right, fair enough.
Story of my life.
Maybe you just want to walk to Barstow this time?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I
Henderson.
can stop at that Barstow Center, that big gas station.
Yeah. The place is awesome.
Yeah.
And when
The
you go
truck
to
stop.
when you go to LA to Vegas or vice versa, that's the stop.
That's
I'll
what we
get a
always
truck
do.
stop burrito.
The world's largest
exactly.
restaurant. You have to
It's
stop
the world's
there.
largest chevron.
I don't want to brag, but I know a thing or two about truck stops.
obviously.
Yeah, that's how he's made his money for the last 10 years.
AJ Ryder,
Anyway,
the lot lizard.
Yeah.
Randy, who do you like here?
You liking the Preakness?
I don't
Randy?
like doing this show anymore. But
Who does?
we got to cut this off quick because I know we all got to go. And this is pretty short on time. So I'm going to tell you, like I told you before, when I gave 4 deep before, when I said the Florida Derby first 1-2 and the Santa Anita Derby 1-2, I was right with one of them, and that was fine. Yeah, when I go 4 deep, this time I'm going to go 4 deep with the 2 horses. Absolutely, you can't ignore the 2 Baffert horses. So if I throw them in there, and we're talking about a pick 4 here, so I'm going to do that, and I'm going to go with the 2 horses that I think can beat them. And that is Midnight Bourbon. And I do like the Midnight Bourbon thing. And I think we talked about it with Tom, where that's our sexy pick. That's the sexy pick. I think that will happen. I think this is going to be your 3rd choice. It already is. I think it's going to be your 3rd choice, and it's going to stay that way. If anything, maybe it goes down. And, we talked about those odds because I think everybody's going to be on this. He's working out well. He's getting better. Am I that confident? No. But Midnight Bourbon, and the other one I'm going to go with is Unbridled Honor. I think AJ hit it on the head there. If I'm going to give me a shot here, and I had to go back and forth. Crowded Trade, I did think could, that was my 2. There's always like one you have to eliminate out of those 2, and your bunch. I know Ryan probably knows that. When you're like, I got to bet one of these 2. They look alike. I do think Crowded Trade could force. I think they might send Crowded Trade. Ryan, do you think that could be possible?
I think it's very possible that they send that horse. And I think that the pace of the entire race depends on what that horse does.
I agree. And that's really what I was coming to looking at this race, where I was like, this horse is intriguing because I think he does get sent. And I think personally he's going to get sent, and that could screw a lot of things up with everything. And that's why I actually do like the Unbridled Honors and the Midnight Bourbons there. I don't know if that horse has enough to win if he gets set. So that was a tough one between it. If I went 5 deep, it would be that. I know nobody wants to hear 5 picks, but
I did it twice.
Yeah, I know, but nobody wants to hear that in a Preakness. Everybody wants to know your Preakness winner. Concert Tour, Fresh Legs. I mean, we had a lot of back and forth with that, where Fresh Legs mean nothing, because it is true when the Preakness was the normal Preakness. I mean, people came back and won the Preakness, but they were always weirdly not weak, but maybe that's why you had the certain horses come over and win the Preakness when they did. But I don't know, 2 weeks, certain horses are built for it, certain horses aren't. I didn't look at like when that was foaled the horse. I know that sounds weird, but it is true. If this was a younger horse, if this is a May horse, I would think this is going to be harder than it would if it was a, February horse or something like that. I really would. So I'm going to go 4 deep there, but I do think at the end of the day, I think it is between the 2 Baffert horses, but I'm definitely going to put Unbridled Honor and Midnight Bourbon on there, and regret that I probably didn't put Crowded Trade on there. But yeah, that's where I'm at.
All right.
Real quick,
Or just single one.
Yeah. Real quick though,
Yeah,
I want to make
I'll single the one.
I want to make it official because I looked at the price of what my ticket would actually be. I am going to take both Baffert horses with my 6 and 8 because it's only going to be like an $18 ticket. So why not?
Do it.
Yeah. No,
On the off chance my ticket hits, I don't want there to be any, conspiracy there.
Right.
yeah. You don't want to get piss tested after.
No,
Exactly.
my
We
goodness.
understand. I don't think that's where we're
All
headed.
right.
Yeah.
Yes, that is.
It's the Preakness. Where would we be without controversy?
They don't
Yeah.
normally test for chlamydia after horse races, but
Well, they actually do in some states, and I've lost a lot of tickets because of it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Terrible rule.
All right.
terrible.
Well, everybody, those were our Preakness picks. Those were our sequences, our pick 4 for the Preakness. We had a lot of great guests giving really great insight onto how they think this Preakness field is going to play out, kind of how they think the betting is going to be played out as well, given this week's controversy. A huge shout out to DegenNation. Very excited to be jumping on board. Hope you guys enjoyed our first episode for them.
Absolutely, and we got the handcuffs off. I don't know who put them on us before, really, but you know what? We're gonna be now. doing a lot of stuff and a lot of little things and everything like that. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Anything a degenerate would do, they told us we could talk about. So AJ
We might have
is,
just opened the floodgates with that.
They are going to regret this.
Yeah. But
You done fucked up, son.
yeah, you gotta
You
be
made your bed, now you gotta lay in it.
There's always that line that people say don't cross, and then people are like, no, it's all right. And then we hurtle everything.
Whoa,
and they're
whoa.
like,
And then
"Whoa."
and
What
then we
line?
talk about chlamydia.
I don't know.
there's a line.
And this show just ended up with a lot of topics that really had nothing to do with word stories.
I never knew there was a line.
But no,
Yeah, but it's like a squiggly one. Don't worry.
Ryan Dickey, tell us, for everybody out there, where are you at now? Can they come see you and maybe crash at your apartment? What's going on?
Nobody can crash at my apartment yet.
That's true.
Well,
No,
dang it.
there's a reason behind that.
I guess I'll cancel my plane ticket.
Come to Vegas, come to Circa Sports, come to Stadium Swim. It's a fun place. It's really great. It's awesome. Downtown Vegas, place to be. The two best places to watch sports in Las Vegas are both at the same casino.
Yeah, Ryan, we were lucky enough for Ryan to bring us around there in that. What is that called? The thing? What you call it?
Stadium swim.
Stadium Swim. I didn't know what it's
Yeah.
called. Stadium Swim is unbelievable. It really
It's
is.
really cool. And
Like-
yeah, if you guys are in Vegas and at Circa, make sure you hit Ryan up.
Well, why would you do that to him?
Just say hi and be nice.
Yeah.
Come to the sports book, say hi.
Normal people do, but you don't.
Yeah.
It's that.
Yeah, I'm a dick. Sorry.
Yeah. But Ryan, it's always an honor to have our fourth clown of the apocalypse joining our show.
Well
Yes.
said.
And this time we didn't have to crash your place.
Yeah, we're here. We are here in LA.
Keep an eye out.
And if
Keep
you ever
your
go
door
to
locked.
Amboy, Illinois, you can stop by and see AJ Ryder.
On your way to Arlington, to see the last meet there, stop by Amboy.
Yeah,
There you go.
there
I
you go.
probably won't.
There you go. Also
I'll be passed out in my house, but
Don't worry, no one's gonna stop
No.
there anyway.
No one's
always catch Randy and I at Santa Anita most every weekend because that's what we do.
That's true.
But from the Triple Clowns, we want to wish everybody good luck. Let us know your Preakness picks in the comments below and make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. And good luck.